Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of the Trevor Ohlsen Show, episode number 66. Episode number 666. Episode 66. On Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021. June 2nd. My God. Preposterous. It was just May. I love the month of... Wait, I should finish the intro. I'm your host, Trevor Ohlsen. Good to be here. Thanks. The month of May is one of my favorite months, and it's self-evident, I think. It's because we're transitioning from winter, it's really spring, and all the birds come out. For those of you who listen to the podcast, you know I'm a bird watcher. All the birds come out, all the leaves and start budding and come out and just green and life, and I was talking to my dad like a month ago now, and it was May 7th, something like that, and I was like, I can't believe it's almost June. And he was like, don't say that. But, man, the months fly by. But anyway, we're in the month of June. One of my favorite months now. We're in the summer. It's going to be 90s coming up here in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. 90 and 90 this weekend, which is hot as balls, some might say. Now, yeah, and also, I don't know how people live in Arizona. I love Arizona, but I was just talking with a friend the other day, and they were just discussing, oh God, jeez, fucking scared me. I have my phone in airplane mode, and but a notification just popped up, and it looked like a bunch of shit in the back. Like, okay, who's behind me? When I was out in Arizona, I was there in March, so it was perfect. 70s, 80s, no humidity as there is out there. But now it's like, doesn't get below 100 during the night. It's like literally a sauna the size of Arizona, which is, it's just maybe a bit much. Although I will say I love Arizona, and I would like to go out there and maybe experience a summer just to potentially die from heat stroke, to see what the locals have to go through every single summer. But anyhow, gorgeous day here. I have some exciting news, friends. Sort of. Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could say it's big news for me. So a lot of you, well, again, if you have been listening, know that I've been talking about moving out for a good bit now. Just like I was talking about doing my road trip for a long time, and then I went out and eventually did the road trip. Things take time. I just got my dad in the sauna for the first time yesterday, and we've had it for 6 months. He did great. He did a full 15-minute session, and then another 7 or 8 minute session afterwards, which is great for a first time through. I just kind of I forgot that this was really his first time in many, many years, so I was encouraging to push through the second round. I'm like, what am I doing? This is his fucking first time in here. And I was like, get out! But he did great, and it was really fun. And now he's talking about doing it every morning. So I hope he does, because it's good for you. But things take time, and I am officially in the process of looking for a home, my forever home. Maybe not a forever home. I always think that's a funny phrase. Oh, it's just not our forever home, We're going to outgrow it, and it just sounds like a little fantasy phrase, our forever home. But I am looking for a house now, officially. I ended up at a house last Sunday. I did a tour of one, brought my old man with, asked him if he would come with me, just in case. He's got more experience than me, and he's able to ask questions that I maybe wouldn't be super conscious of. But I found this great little house, and the market is just absurd right now, as most of you probably know. So the houses are selling like crazy. And interest rates are low, and it's a booming. What would you call it in stock market terms? It's a bull market. I don't know, but I went to this house, toured it. It was a house for sale in the area within my price range. And it was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. Perfect for a single man. Perfect for even a couple. And it was the first time I toured a house that I saw for sale. And, I was like, hey, I want you to know I'm very serious about this. And the only long story short, I didn't get it, but the process has been set in motion, and I am as soon as I finish this podcast, I'm going to go to the bank and start the pre-qualification and pre-approval process for a loan. So I'm looking for a house, friends, which is pretty exciting. I feel like I just have a preposterous amount of saliva in my mouth at all times. It's kind of gross. I'm constantly swallowing. Maybe it's my mic, the way I have things EQ'd and set up, but I feel like you can hear like all those gross noises really easily. Or I don't really hear that in other podcasts. So I might have to adjust something for future reference. But yes, house searching. I'm house hunting, as they say, which is exciting. And I was talking about it with my buddy Kevin Chown, who's been on the podcast yesterday. We got together last night in Escanaba and had dinner at Moe's Pub, which is a great little restaurant, mom and pop shop in Escanaba, Michigan. If you haven't been there, it's right down the main strip, and they've got awesome shrimp tacos. I had the shrimp and fish tacos last night after work, and see, I'm constantly swallowing. That's what she said. And Kevin came out, so I'm really trying to make it a point to, and I've been doing this for a while, to really socialize, and particularly to spend time now, and intentionally spend time with men. I know I've been talking about this book, but I'm rereading it now, called No More Mr. Nice Guy. I keep bringing it up, but right at the end of the book, he's like, if this is your first time reading it, go back through and do it again. And I was like, all right. So I'm already almost done with it again. And it's been really good, but a big part of it is I have a tendency, I think, when I get involved with women romantically, I have a tendency, a proclivity, you might say, to make them my emotional center. This is something I wasn't really aware of in the past, and I think I just have a tendency to do that now. Like when I get in relationships, like I just really get, I'm really, what's the word? Infatuated with the woman, and I potentially circle my life around her, and I almost make her like my emotional center, and I don't want to do that in the future. And so he emphasizes in the book that, you know, and I know this, that, you know, I can't rely on anything external in order to feel good about myself. I can't make any other person my emotional center, but I can get a lot of my social and emotional needs met through other men, through connecting with other men. And one thing he points out, which I didn't think of, but it's quite true. You know, you can have a really, really deep, intimate relationship with a man because there's no sexual agenda. In my case, as a heterosexual male, there's no sexual agenda. So, you know, you can really connect with, you know, as a lot of you dudes out there know, and women as well, it's like you have those close interpersonal relationships that mean a lot to you that aren't sexual. And I'm obviously aware of that, but even just yesterday, you know, I could have just, I got out of work a little early and I could have just cruised home, but I made it a point to reach out to Kev and to get together with him. And we had a great fucking time. It was really fun, and it was just good to catch up and hang out with dudes. So I'm really gonna try to make time and make the effort to spend time with my male friends. And what Mr. Robert Glover says is that actually having good relationships with the men in your life will actually improve the relationships that you have with women. And so I'm realizing, and I've realized this over the last few years, but it keeps getting thrown in my face, just the importance of friendship. And now, you know, and I was going to say, well, for the most part, you know, my friends are men. I don't hang out with women for, you know, just, unless it's like, I don't know, my sister's friend, or, you know, it's like a third party, but I'm not hanging out with any chick just friends. I don't know. People used to ask me that, like, there's that question, can a man and woman just be friends? I don't know. Maybe. I guess I'll say yes, but in my case, I don't know. As a single man, well, it depends on the woman. It depends if you have interest, if you're sexually attracted to them. Like, it depends on a lot of different things, I suppose. But I don't know. There's just a different energy when men and women come together. Men act differently when they're around women compared to when men just are around other men. And women do the same thing. Women act differently amongst just women compared to women and men, obviously. So, making it a point to spend time with my dude friends. Quite the intellectual way to say it, Trevor. Spending more time with my dude friends. Babies here. I'm making that more of a point. And it's been good. It's been good. So anyway, and I told Kevin too about looking for a house, and he was actually involved in real estate for a number of years, which I knew and I didn't know, but at one point he had owned many houses, and he said it's a good thing. And I'm gonna get a house around here. I think it's foolish to kind of waste your money on an apartment, but also I know that no matter what, if I end up moving elsewhere somewhere in the future, I want a home here, no matter what. So I'm gonna get a home here. I think it's a good use of money. It's a good investment. And in a few years, if America's still around, it'll be worth more money. Yeah. So looking for a house, that's been fun. What's fun too, just because it feels it's real now. I've been talking about it and thinking about it, but now actually doing a little house tour and going to the bank after this to hopefully get pre-qualified and approved. I've got good credit. I've had credit now. I remember a few years ago when I had no credit and I was, talking about moving out, and people were like, you got to have good credit. But Dave Ramsey, I don't know. I don't know how it works at all, but he's super against all credit cards. And I know some of his work, as far as being smart financially, and don't be fucking, competing with the Joneses, so to speak. Don't go buy the big house and nice car that you can't afford because you want to show people you don't like what you have. It's stupid. So I'm looking for something just for a first home for me. Like I said, maybe 2-bedroom, 1 bath. The house that I looked at was like 886 square feet. I mean, it's good. Like, that's all I need. I really don't. A lot of the houses that come up for sale are actually just too big for me. There's a house for sale that popped up, by the way, in Iron Mountain for $83,000. It's a 5-bedroom, 4 house for $83,000. Now, it needs work on the outside and exterior, and it needs a little work inside as well, but it's gorgeous. It's like, I don't know, what is it? A Victorian style? I don't know. I think it was built in the 1800s is what it said. Or early 1900s. I don't remember. But just insane how huge it was for $83,000. Like, really crazy. The prices that you can get houses around here for, comparatively speaking, to the rest of the country. Like, you're in New York and you pay whatever $2,500 a month for a small box that you can't leave, especially during the pandemic. I wonder how it is out there right now. I haven't really been paying attention to the news. Saw there was another shooting in Florida. Fucking 23 people shot and 2, I think, killed. And it's disheartening to be constantly bombarded with negative events that take place throughout the country. But again, those negative events get eyeballs, and eyeballs get money. And that's just the way it is. And that's just the way it is. Things shall never be the same. Speaking of which, New Music Friday. Um, I forgot I have a single coming out here in a couple days. But no, I'm not watching the news regularly. I remember one time one of the listeners on the podcast was like, I talked about how I don't really watch the news. And then I heard something, and then I started talking about it. And she was like, I thought you said you didn't watch the news. Like, it was really annoying. I've got some needy listeners out there, some needy people on the internet. Again, there's this chick on Instagram who follows me, and she's like, I just, it makes me sad that you don't message me. I'm like, I don't know where she is. You're in Turkey. I just wish we could talk. I don't know you. Like, people are so lonely. We need to make an effort to be connecting with people in the real world now more than ever. After a year of isolation for most people, man, people are lonely, and I've experienced that loneliness as well. You know, that feeling of, and it's bad. It's bad. It's bad for you if you're feeling lonely. Like, get out of the house and go talk to people. Go meet somebody. Call up a friend. Like, make an effort to do something, and that'll help. That will help. I'm no expert on loneliness, but I've definitely had, intense feelings of loneliness, and that probably stems from a place of inadequacy, like I'm not good enough on my own or something like that. It's some deep unconscious thing that I'm fucking trying to figure out. But it's not like it's constant. But, just when you experience those feelings of loneliness, you can usually mitigate them through connecting with another person, face to face, preferably, and going out and actually just doing something. Because that's the thing about loneliness and depression. Like, it's a feedback loop. So it's like the more lonely you are, it's like, or the more depressed you are, you're depressed, so you don't want to go out, so you isolate yourself. And the isolation leads to being more depressed, and so it's just this horrible downward spiral, and which can lead to very dark places. And same with loneliness. You can cut loneliness off at the heels, so to speak, by going out, by intentionally making plans with friends. That's not to say you shouldn't make time for solitude and time for introspective thinking and alone time, because I think I'm a big believer in alone time, and I have a lot of it. I spend a lot of time alone intentionally. But as an extroverted person, especially, like, I need to be, I know my social requirements, and we have ancient biological drives and needs that need to be met. A lot of them physical, a lot of them social, sexual, all these different needs that we have. And don't be afraid to admit that you have needs that need to be met, and don't be afraid to put those needs first. A lot of us have a hard time putting our own needs first, because we think that we'll be viewed as selfish, or maybe we're afraid to do it because we ourselves, can I fucking speak? You might actually think that you're being selfish by making your needs a priority first. But I had a wise friend of mine, Shane, more than a friend, he's like a brother. He is a brother. He said, never make another person's feelings more of a priority than your own. And I've heard that as well, but it's so true. We have to meet our own needs first, and we are the sole. It's our sole responsibility to meet those needs, and meeting the physical needs, meeting the social needs and the sexual needs, and whatever it may be. It's your responsibility to take care of yourself, and to meet those needs. And my God, if that means that people are gonna think you're selfish, fuck them. That's kind of the way I view it. But that's just personal. Now, that's my personal opinion. I've always, and I talked about this on my video, Crying Baby. I talked about this on the last video I put up, where I did Jordan Peterson's personality test, where one of my results was compassion, like low, and meaning I focus more so on myself and my own needs, and I'm less concerned with the needs of others. And that might just be temperamental. I mean, it probably is. And actually, I was talking with my dad yesterday, and he said, he kind of does the same thing. He was viewing it in kind of a negative way. Like, he's like, sometimes I'm selfish, and, I've always, I just do my own thing, and and everything. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I probably get that from you, doing my own thing. But again, also, sorry, I got shit in my eye. Just listening to a lot of these guys online who I follow, who I admire, a lot of them talk about that as well. It's like, you have to meet your own needs first. So if people view you as selfish, I don't know. You're not responsible for anybody else's happiness. That's a big thing as well. And a lot of people, we like to, and it's good to be generous and to give and to help other people. And it's an amazing feeling. And it's a good thing to be helping people. But don't do it at the expense of helping yourself. Don't distract yourself by what? By meet your own needs, but also, and then, make yourself a priority in every aspect of your life. And that's actually going to be that's going to be one of the best decisions you ever make, is making yourself a priority, taking care of yourself, your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your religion, whatever it is that you are participating in. Like, making yourself a priority and treating yourself, I know this is a Jordan Peterson rule, but treating yourself like someone you're responsible for helping, something like that. Like, you are responsible for helping yourself, and it's clear. I mean, look around at, not a lot of people do that, and if you do, it's like you're especially as a man, like, say a single man, like, interested in women, like, the more you take care of yourself, the more you get your shit together, it's like the more attractive you're going to be to people. And not only like sexually, but also just for opportunities and are you knocking at my door? Yeah. I'm doing the podcast. I know. Yeah. Talking about adult things. Okay, bye. Love you. Bye. Reagan's here. She wants to come do the podcast, but she was on Patreon the other day, and I wanted to talk about more serious things. A little bit limited, I can't say fuck or shit or, anything in front of her. I try not to. And if we do, like, me or my sister or Shane or whoever swears in front of her, she's like, that's a bad word, which is incredibly sweet. But anyway, where was I? Damn it, Reagan. Yeah, you're gonna be more attractive to everybody. Oh yeah, yes, and opportunities are gonna come your way if you take care of yourself. Like, it's how it's gonna work. And another thing that this book has opened my eyes to, like, looking around, is the amount of men who are just, like, what's the word? Emasculate? Let's see. Emasculate. Deprive a man of his... Yes. Oh, emasculate, right? Emasculate. The amount of men who are just... Wait, emasculation is the removal of both the penis and the... Oh, God. Both the penis and the testicles, the external male sex organs. Okay. Good Lord. Deprive a man of his male role or identity. We're talking about it like that. We're not talking about the physical removal of the penis. Just the amount of men who are slouched posture and emasculated and beaten down. They've got no zest or energy or life about them. It really opened my eyes to that. Like, especially young men, like, looking around, like, these men, they're not men. They're just fucking emasculated, and they let people walk all over them. And they've got that submissive posture, and they've got nothing exciting to say or do, or it's like, guys, get your shit together. Be a man. I'm not afraid to say that's not a bad thing to say. It's a good, masculinity is a good thing. It's the only reason we're here as a species, because of the masculine energy. You think feminine energy got us to fucking bonk the mammoth on the head? Huh? No. When we were out of leafy greens, ladies, and the gathering wasn't going great. Honey, how'd the gathering go? Oh, the tree's a bit sparse. Shit! I gotta go fucking kill a mammoth with the wolves chasing us. It's cold. I've got a fur pelt on, which I don't like. It doesn't look good. Anyhow. But yeah, just the amount of men that are emasculated makes someone or something weaker or less effective. Yes. God, to castrate a man's penis. Ugh. That makes me cringe. What does feeling emasculated mean? According to can I say that word? Webster, the word emasculation is defined as making a man feel less masculine or depriving a man of his strength and or role. If that's not the fucking definition of what's been going on for the last 20 years with regards to masculinity, I don't know what is. I won't take it, men, and you shouldn't either. And ladies, you want men, don't you? I know you do. The more so I don't know. I'm gonna fucking grow a beard and get spray some chest hair on my chest here. I'm gonna really become a man one of these days. Could do like a hair transplant, but for chest hair. Why'd you do that, Trevor? I just want to be more of a man. And another part about being a man, and really a healthy woman as well, is accepting yourself for who you are and approving of yourself and not trying to do things perfect. Like, even just doing this podcast, like, sometimes I'm like, God, fucking barely got through that episode and I feel like it was stupid and didn't do well. But that's okay. Like, I've really enjoyed doing these shows, and they've just been really fun. And really, it's been fun to connect with you guys, and for you guys to, see a different side of me outside of music to discuss. It's also, I feel like it's made me a better speaker and a bit more opinionated and ready to speak my mind, which is great. So these are all things I didn't know would happen. But I remember even when I first started, and when did I start this? Well, I do like twice. When did I start? Let's see. The first one, like episode 1. Let's see. September 19th. Okay, June, July, August, September. Wow, I've been doing these for like 9 months. That's something. The Trevor Ohlsen Show, episode number 1, September 19th, 2020. 33 views. How neat. And it was just my podcast logo. I talked for 42 minutes. Oh, yeah, all my shows were an hour long initially. And then I was like, listen here, there's a pandemic. I don't know what to fucking talk about. We're cutting back to half-hour shows. How long have the half-hour shows been going on? Let's see. Yep, I started uploading it on here. 4 months. I've been doing the half-hour shows. Neat. They've just been fun to do. It's just fun to have a bunch of fucking videos up. Great show, Trevor. But it has made me aware of men not taking on the male role and not doing it very well. And we need to do it well. Wow, we're already at the end of the show here, friends. That fucking flew by. Wish me luck. I'm off to the bank to get pre-qualified and pre-approved for a loan of $1 million. My first house will be $1 million house. It will have 10 bedrooms and 9.5 baths. You guys have a good rest of your day. If you enjoyed the show, thanks so much for enjoying the show. you can head over to patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen to sign up for exclusive bonus content, where I do a Saturday bonus podcast episode every Saturday. You can sign up over there if you'd like to support the channel. It's one of the best ways you could support me. Also, you can always listen to the music, grab the music on iTunes. That's the best way to do it, support-wise, or Spotify. And then, new music this Friday. Cool little song that's ready to go, which I'm excited for you guys to check out and listen to. So, thanks so much for listening. Keep doing your thing, and I will see all of you on Patreon on Saturday.